The Guardians. The explanations of the spiritual world of light. From explanation number 10. From explanation number 10. 1. My brothers, are you willing to fight to attain spirituality? 2. You have the assistance of your Father in the spiritual world of light. Do not weaken in the struggle. 3. What is it then that could intimidate you? 4. Do not be afraid of others. Be fearful of yourselves, because it is within you that the betrayal may be hidden, where a weakness of the spirit may develop an unhealthy judgment or wrong interpretation. 5. Speak with love to all of those who cross your path, and touch their sensitive fibers with true intention, searching within each heart not its falsehood, but rather its necessity. 6. Clarify the truth for them, to awaken and revive in them the life of grace, because you never know if that heart to whom you have given new life may only succeed in moving a whole nation. 7. When you are cultivating the hearts of your brothers, push away from your mind all conflict or earthly suffering, so that at that moment you may only occupy yourself on the elevation, on the gifts of the Spirit, and on imparting the good news. 9. In Jesus, the only child of Mary, God Himself descended from His kingdom, because man, and came to dwell and live among men. But that event was and is inscrutable, inexplicable even to us, the spiritual beings. 10. God did not come only to heal the corporal illnesses of man, to cure the leprosy, to bring back sight to the blind, to restore movement to the paralytic, or to make the dumb speak. That was not the purpose for the Word to become flesh, but He had to heal the sick in the body in order to be believed, since the world and mankind believes in the outward miracle, in that miracle which impresses the senses, and not in the spiritual marvel of a teaching of love. 13. The extenuating healing of the physical body, according to what God disposes, can only be obtained by means of purification, through the comprehension of the word of the Lord, and by regeneration of the matter. 14. If the people had not wasted the time in abusing the material pleasures that the Lord granted them, they could very well have learned from us the material knowledge to heal the body, the healing faculties of the plants, the secrets of nature, and the goodness of a harmonious life with the elements, the sun, the air, the water, and the minerals. 15. The fundamental knowledge of the natural life, simple, without complications, could have been learned by you to be transmitted to the others, but that time was wasted. 16. Man has put aside the essence of life and the knowledge which, applied to their material life, could make the latter healthier and more pleasant. 17. And there you have them taking improper nourishments, ignoring the benefits that contribute, giving to the balance of the body on drinking simple water, without regulating their hours and rest, giving into excess the pleasures of the matter, allowing themselves to be dragged by lower passions and being dominated by the material worries which many times do not have the importance given them. 18. The uncleanliness, the disorder, the lack of moral and corporal hygiene, the laziness, the negligence, and the immorality have brought men the diseases as a consequence. 19. The men of knowledge cannot seem to succeed in curing so much disease. The illnesses become more and more complicated, and they are converting the medical science into a state of chaos. 20. If you would only understand that it is your bad habits and your indolence to spiritualize your life, which brings about maladies and all sorts of illnesses. You would not insist that we provide you with material medications. It is because the sufficient preparation has not existed within you, so that we may give you the spiritual fluid that could heal all those illnesses. 21. The Divine Master, in a recent Sunday teaching, announced to you that the time was very near when there would be a renovation of customs in all mankind, and he did not refer only to the spiritual but also to the moral side of humanity in all its aspects. And the Lord prophesied that the people of Israel would initiate this movement. 22. There you have the responsibility of these people, which is to demonstrate to the world how to comply with the divine law, living it within the human life, and render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's and to God the things that are God's, as taught to you by the Divine Master in the Secondary. 23. To God must be rendered the fulfillment of love, of charity, and goodwill, the respect for one another, and the natural law, order, the cleanliness, and everything that concerns the improvement and health of your body. 24. The Lord has placed in His creation all the necessary elements for life and for health, but man departs from the righteous path, the pathway where life and health meet. 25. It is therefore, my brothers, imperative for humanity to recognize the virtues that are enclosed within nature in order to recuperate health in that inexhaustible fountain of divine love, present in all creation. The natural and simple foods, the healthy labor, the moderate exercise, the good customs, the affection, and all the appropriate pleasures of the Spirit. 26. You teach this to humanity. You will see a renovated man whom, on following the righteous path, returns to life and health. 27. My brothers, teach each one to be a healer for himself through the spiritual prayer, so that he can obtain the direct communication with the Divine Spirit, who is the doctor of all doctors, and in those moments of trial is able to meet and ask Him for advice and the remedy for all his maladies, for the spirit, as weak as the body. 28. What can the children ask for their own good that the Father cannot grant? The Lord has told you this, and we also say it. What can you ask from us for your benefit that we cannot grant? 29. Woe, you laborers, who are the healers of humanity in the spiritual and even in the material. Remember that the health of the sick depends on the divine will, on your preparation, and on your faith. 35. The gift of healing is not beyond your reach, since the Lord has brought you a doctrine and a teaching accessible, practical, and comprehensible. But to develop the gift of healing as well as the other gifts of the Spirit, you need goodwill, faith, and love. 36. Remember that in the order that the Lord gave in reference to healing, He told you that the materialistic healing will no longer take place in the houses of prayer where He communicates. 37. But do not be confused with the fact that through those healings surprising effects have been obtained. But what is the reality of these things? 38. Your medical science has come closer to the knowledge of the curative virtues of the plants, which have the power of penetrating the human organism, to extract from the sick organism the most hidden tumors and toxins, removing, in that manner, the sickness which has overcome the body. 39. We can also tell you that the beings of darkness, the sickly spirits, the obsessive spirits, are saturated with evil influences. Unhealthy influence is that they deposit in incarnated beings, causing them sicknesses at the same time. 40. Those spirits, lacking of evolution, manipulate the physical bodies and exert an effect of suggestion over all those who leave room for them, through the thread-like fluids, which every spirit possesses. 41. You know that there are persons who, without having anyone along the pathway who would call them for spiritual fulfillment, on recognizing that they are gifted with curative power which every spirit possesses, they have developed their gifts freely and profit at the expense of others. 42. The Lord does not want that his spiritual world of light becomes materialistic or that you convert yourselves into thaumaturges or charlatans. 43. What the Lord wants is that when humanity, in pain, needy, starving, sickly, and destroyed by wars, comes near you, they find a fountain of crystalline waters which will calm their thirst.